and then later found Kason inside his mother's stolen car outside another pizza joint.
Sadly, Kair died a month later. An autopsy couldn't determine the cause, but the coroner says an unsafe sleeping environment could have been a factor. Today's sentence comes after Jackson reached a plea deal with prosecutors back in February.
After months of hearings and
250 Gemstones culture represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. We are more than journalism. We are a revolution. Come on, let's kick this door down and let everybody know we up in here. Welcome to the 250 Gemstones News TV channel. I am your host, Michael T. Porter, and I'm bringing the news to your ass like no other. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. Before I begin, I want y'all to hit that like button, subscribe button, and share button. Hit that notification bell. Help me with the algorithm so you know when I'm dropping. Ding, ding, ding. If you'd like to support the channel, Cash App, $Mike US. Also, don't forget to check out the 250 Gemstones podcast on Spotify. Once again, check out my 250 Gemstones Culture podcast. It's in the bio. We got a crazy woman, y'all. We have a crazy woman. Nyla Jackson has been sentenced for kidnapping twins out there in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, she kidnapped these twins, and later on, one of the twins have died, but they're saying this unknown reasons. The autopsy came back, they couldn't identify why the child passed away, but I can give y'all a reason later on. But she out there smoking crack. When she got caught, she was in the court talking about she was smoking crack and meth all night long, and she didn't want to be out there in the cold Columbus streets. So she saw a car running and hopped her nigga ass in there and acted a fool. Drove off with the two babies inside. I got a video I want to play for y'all, and I'll be right back with you to give you my opinion. Let's go.
Accused of kidnapping twin infants just before Christmas a couple of years ago will spend the next 23 years in prison. A federal judge handing Nyla Jackson that stiff sentence just hours ago.
Well, let's walk you through a timeline of how we got here. Nyla Jackson stole a running car outside a Short North pizza shop on December 19th, 2022. These 5-month-old twins, Kason and Kair Thomas, were inside. Their mother had gone inside the shop to get an order.
Kair was found hours later on the 20th, abandoned near Dayton International Airport. Family and friends would then spend a few days searching frantically around Dayton for Kason.
On the 22nd, Indianapolis police found Nyla Jackson and arrested her, and then later found Kason inside his mother's stolen car outside another pizza joint.
Sadly, Kair died a month later. An autopsy couldn't determine the cause, but the coroner says an unsafe sleeping environment could have been a factor. Today's sentence comes after Jackson reached a plea deal with prosecutors back in February.
After months of hearings and delays, Jackson finally learned her fate today. Rodney Dunnigan outside federal court with the final chapter of a drama that gripped Central Ohio.
Nyla Jackson's prison sentence finally brings closure to this case. A story that made waves across the country and rocked a local family to its core as the search went on for those missing twins back in 2022. Nyla Jackson sentenced to 23 years in federal prison Tuesday. Once released, she'll be under 5 years supervised release. And under federal law, she must also register as a sex offender for the federal charges of kidnapping minors. That designation is standard. Jackson is not accused of assaulting the twins in any way. A judge handing down that sentence in an afternoon hearing. Cameras not allowed in federal court, but plenty of new information detailed. Jackson telling the judge the night the Thomas twins were kidnapped in December of 2022, she had spent the night getting high on meth. She didn't want to spend the night on the streets. When she saw a running car, she jumped in and sped off. She said in court if she would have known the babies were inside, she never would have done it. Prior to sentencing, Jackson's defense attorney also outlining her troubled past. Years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse as a child, time in foster care as well. It was also revealed Jackson was trafficked as a teen. Jackson cuffed and shackled in court, emotional as she spoke to the Thomas family, saying in part, battling addiction, the truth is, I didn't even care about my own kids at the time. I'm not a monster. I know what I did was wrong, what I put that mom through. I'm sorry. Family inside not speaking as they left the courthouse. Jackson was being held at the Correctional Center of Northwest Ohio in Stryker. Following Tuesday's sentence, she'll be transferred to a federal facility to begin serving her prison time. On your side, outside the federal courthouse, Rodney Dunnigan.
Would y'all like my opinion? Would y'all like some of this 250 Gemstones News TV commentary? Well, of course you do. That's why your ass is here. Such a heartbreaking story. Such people need help. And did y'all catch that this girl has been in foster homes? This girl has been physically and sexually abused, and she was trafficked as a teen. She was pimped out. She was sold. She was sold as a sex slave when she was a child. So this woman has had a hard life from day one. So let's before we get to the little babies, let's get back to her past. Do y'all believe that the United States should invest in mental health facilities? Do y'all think our tax dollars, state taxes, local taxes, federal taxes should be allocated to getting these people some help who have gone through traumatic experiences? It seems like mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, it seems like man is on a decline. Seems like a lot of people need restoration. Seems like a lot of people are dealing with a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and they don't know how to actually deal with it. That's the first point. So it's obvious this woman has many demons that she's fighting. Not to excuse her from her actions, but she has a lot of problems. A lot, and she's on drugs too. To be fair, I can see why she want to steal a car. Like if I'm homeless in any one of those cities back east in the Midwest, you can freeze to death. I understand why she did it. She wanted to sleep in the car at least for the night. That lets you know how cold and how vulnerable, how messed up her life is, where she has to steal a car just to sleep, right? Now, let's say some people say, well, she probably stole the car to sell it or stole the car to strip the parts. That could be true too, but if we just take her word, her story does make some sense to me. And when she said that if she would have known that the little twins were back there, she wouldn't have done it. So my thing is, didn't the babies cry? Or I guess some babies just sleep through it. I guess they were just sleeping really good. Maybe she did it very sneakily. Maybe she's real quiet about it, and then she just peeled off. Because usually when people steal a car, they peel off real fast, and the car jerks, and maybe that wake up the baby. I would assume that the babies would have woken up at some point in time, whether they use the restroom on themselves, or whether they have to they're hungry, or they're too cold or too hot. I'm pretty sure she hurt the baby at some point. So I think there's a few details they left out, but her story does make a little bit of sense. She said she wouldn't have done it if the twins were back there. She just needed a place to stay, and we have a crisis overall. Not dismissing what she did. She do need to do time, because her mind is going. When you start, it's bad enough she's up there with crack. Now she's on meth. And if anybody has seen anybody that's on meth, their lives, oh man, meth deteriorates the skin, it deteriorates the mind. I thought meth was bad. Man, when fentanyl came out, meth doesn't have anything on fentanyl. You can just smell fentanyl, you can pass out from it and die. And they actually have this stuff on the streets. So they actually have this stuff pouring into America. America has a huge problem, huge drug problem. It has a huge moral problem, a huge ethnic problem, a huge anti-God problem, a huge accountability problem, a huge justice problem. This country has many problems. So she needs to do that time. Hopefully she get her life right. I hope she really does have remorse for kidnapping the twins. Now, the twins passing away, if she's high on meth, I can't say. They said there were no bruises on the child. She didn't harm the child, so I think truly it was just something happened when she had those twins, though, because how did one twin make, she said she kidnapped the twins, but only one was found. They didn't find the other one until they found the car. So I'm just trying to figure out. So twins were in the back of the car, and she hops in the car. She takes off, but how did they get the first twin? So something happened when she was alone with the other twin. This is how the story presented. Something happened with that other twin. Then they said the sleeping conditions. The baby was in poor sleep conditions. It was just messed up. And it's just crazy. I know the parents are devastated. They won't be able to see their child. This case is all messed up all the way around. It says his death was ruled a sudden, unexplained infant death by the Franklin County Coroner's Office and determined to be unrelated to the kidnapping. So he was treated for dehydration and some heart abnormalities. They said the heart abnormalities were caused by dehydration. So the baby needed something to drink. That's what I'm saying. The baby didn't cry. And they say he was uninjured. So the baby was uninjured. She didn't touch the baby. They had professionals. And sometimes the professionals get it wrong, but the baby was dehydrated. The baby was dehydrated. We can't say that. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy. We need help. We need more God. We need more love. We need more direction. In order to be great, we got to make great decisions. And this was not a great decision. Even though with her past trauma, it was not a great decision to get hooked on meth, breaking into cars, and now ending up doing 20 plus years in jail. But y'all flood my comments. What do y'all think about Nyla Jackson in this story? 250 capital G, I'm gone.